Morgan Gibbs-White wants Chelsea. Chelsea wants Morgan Gibbs-White. That is the dream every Blues fan is talking about right now, and once you hear the full story, you will understand why this rumor has taken over Chelsea Twitter, Chelsea forums, and every fan group chat this week. Picture this for 1 second. A midfield with Enzo Fernandez sitting deep and controlling the game, Morgan Gibbs-White running the show just in front of him, splitting defenses apart, and then the ball landing at the feet of Cole Palmer, who does what Cole Palmer does best. Does that sound like a Premier League title winning midfield to you? Because to a lot of Chelsea fans, it sounds like exactly that. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let us walk through everything that is happening right now at Stamford Bridge. We will cover the Fulham match this Monday, the squad numbers that just dropped, the ongoing Enzo Fernandez transfer saga, and the big one, the Morgan Gibbs-White dream that has fans dreaming of a new era under Xabi Alonso. Ready? Let us get into it. A new era begins on Monday. Before we talk transfers, let us talk about the actual football. Chelsea opened their 2026 to 2027 Premier League season away at Fulham on Monday, August 24th. This is a huge moment. It is the first competitive Premier League match of the Xabi Alonso era. Every fan wants to see how the new manager sets up his team when the points are actually on the line. The good news for Chelsea fans is simple. Alonso has confirmed there are no fresh injury concerns heading into the short trip across London to Craven Cottage. That is a great way to start a season. No fitness headaches, no last-minute panic, just a clean bill of health going into match day 1. There is also more good news on the fitness front. Summer signing Danny Welbeck is expected to be back in full training by Saturday. That means he should be available to feature against Fulham if Alonso wants to use him. On top of that, the players who were away on World Cup duty over the summer are now fully back and available for selection. Alonso basically has his full squad to choose from for the opener. Is that not exactly what every manager wants heading into a new season? Now here is something that should really get your attention. Preseason performances have shown Alonso shifting Chelsea into a back three formation. This is a big tactical shift, and it seems built around getting the most out of attack-minded defenders. Two names stand out here. New signings Maxence Lacroix and Marco Palestra look set to be key parts of this new defensive shape. Both players are comfortable bringing the ball forward and joining attacks, which fits perfectly with a back three system that wants defenders to add extra numbers going forward. Think about what this means. Alonso is not just building a defense that sits back and defends, he is building a defense that can also help create chances. That is exciting stuff, and it tells us this Chelsea side under Alonso wants to dominate matches, not just survive them. What do you think? Is a back three the right call for this Chelsea squad? Let us know what you think when you finish reading. The numbers are in just this week. Chelsea officially confirmed their squad numbers for the new season, and honestly, this told us a lot about how Alonso sees his team. The biggest headline here is João Pedro. He has officially been given the number 9 shirt. If you know anything about football, you know the number 9 shirt is not just a number. It is a statement. At a club like Chelsea, wearing the number 9 means you are the main man up front. It means the manager trusts you to be the primary center forward. After a brilliant preseason, João Pedro has earned that trust, and now he wears the shirt to prove it. There were more number changes too. Wesley Fofana has switched to the number 3 shirt, and the new signings have all been given their shirts for the season. Maxence Lacroix takes number 5, Morgan Rogers wears number 17, Danny Welbeck has number 18, and Valentin Barco has been given the number 4 shirt. Squad numbers might seem like a small detail, but they actually give us real hints about who Alonso is planning to build his team around. João Pedro getting the number 9 is the clearest signal of all. He is Alonso's main striker heading into this season, plain and simple. The Enzo Fernandez situation refuses to go away. Now let us talk about the story that has hung over Chelsea's entire summer. Enzo Fernandez. Manchester City have been strongly linked with a move for the Argentine midfielder all summer long. Chelsea set a self-imposed deadline of August 14th for City to trigger a valuation of £120 million. That deadline has now passed. City did not meet it. But here is the thing. This story is not over. Even though City missed that deadline, talks with Enzo's camp have reportedly continued behind the scenes. Nothing is confirmed, but the door has not been fully closed either. A formal bid from City could still land before the transfer window shuts, especially in the final chaotic days of deadline day when anything can happen in football. Why does this matter for the Gibbs-White story? Because these two situations are connected in a way that could change Chelsea's entire summer. Stick with us, because we are about to explain exactly how. The Morgan Gibbs-White dream. Here we go. This is the part every Sakina Chelsea analysis fan has been waiting for. Chelsea have a long-standing interest in Nottingham Forest midfielder Morgan Gibbs-White. This is not a brand new rumor that appeared out of nowhere. Sources close to the club confirm he remains a key target on Chelsea's internal shortlist. In other words, this is a player the club has had their eye on for a while now, not just a name that got made up for clicks. Why does the idea of Gibbs-White in a Chelsea shirt get fans so excited? Just look at what he did last season. Playing for Nottingham Forest in the Premier League, Gibbs-White made 37 appearances. He scored 15 goals, he added 4 assists, he created 39 chances for his teammates, and he did all of this while completing 84% of his passes. Those are the numbers of a genuine top-level Premier League creator, not just a squad player. Now imagine taking that kind of output and dropping it into a midfield that already has Enzo Fernandez sitting behind him and Cole Palmer waiting in front of him. Does your imagination not run wild just thinking about it? A deep-sitting Enzo controlling the tempo, Gibbs-White driving forward and unlocking defenses, Palmer finishing off the moves with his quality in front of goal. That is the kind of midfield trio that could genuinely fight for the Premier League title. There has also been talk from people close to the club that Chelsea's interest in Gibbs-White is something real, and this is not just fans getting carried away on social media. It shows that inside Stamford Bridge, this is a name that keeps coming up in conversations about the club's future. So why do fans want this so badly? Simple. Chelsea have shown all summer that they are building a squad with young, exciting, attacking talent. João Pedro at number 9, Morgan Rogers reuniting with Cole Palmer, new faces all across the pitch. Adding a proven Premier League creator like Gibbs-White would be the icing on the cake. It would tell the whole league that Chelsea are serious about competing for the title this season and beyond. Why fans should stay patient. Now, as much as we all want to see Gibbs-White in blue right now, we have to be honest with you. A transfer before the current summer window closes is highly unlikely. Let us explain exactly why, because understanding the full picture makes the eventual transfer, whenever it happens, so much sweeter. First, let us talk about Nottingham Forest's position. Forest have made it clear, both publicly and privately, that Gibbs-White is simply not for sale. This is not a club that is desperate for cash and looking to offload their best player. In fact, Forest just banked a huge £116 million windfall from selling Elliot Anderson to Manchester City earlier this summer. That sale has taken away almost all the financial pressure Forest might have felt to sell another star player. Why would they sell their best midfielder when they do not need the money? Second, let us talk about the price tag. Gibbs-White is 26 years old and coming off a season where he scored 15 goals from midfield. Forest knows exactly what they have. They value him well in excess of £100 million. That is a massive fee for any club to pay in the middle of a summer where Chelsea is trying to be careful with spending. Third, and this is a big one, Chelsea's current mode this summer has been about trimming the squad, not adding to it. The club has been focused on moving players out the door rather than bringing in another huge, expensive signing. Does spending well over £100 million on a new midfielder fit with a summer built around selling players and balancing the books? Probably not right now. And fourth, there is the Champions League factor. This one really matters. Gibbs-White has expressed a desire to play Champions League football. That is completely understandable for a player of his quality. He wants to test himself at the highest level of European football. Unfortunately, Chelsea cannot offer him Champions League football for the 2026 to 2027 season. That is a real obstacle standing in the way of any move happening right now, no matter how much either side might want it deep down. So when you put all of that together, the Forest stance, the massive valuation, Chelsea's focus on selling rather than buying, and the Champions League problem, you can see why a deal this summer looks very unlikely. It does not mean the dream is dead. It just means the timing is not right, at least not yet. How does that make you feel, Chelsea fans? Are you happy to wait for the right moment, or do you wish the club would push harder right now? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The long game and the Enzo factor. Here is where the story gets really interesting, and honestly, this is the part that should give every Chelsea fan real hope for the future. Reports suggest Chelsea is monitoring Gibbs-White with a long-term view toward next summer, in 2027. That tells us this interest is not going away. The club is not giving up on the idea. They are simply being patient and waiting for the right opportunity to make their move. But here is the twist that could speed everything up. Remember Enzo Fernandez and that ongoing Manchester City situation we talked about earlier? Well, these two stories are directly linked. If Manchester City come back with a successful late bid for Enzo Fernandez, and Fernandez ends up leaving Stamford Bridge for over £100 million, Chelsea would reportedly move immediately to make Gibbs-White their priority replacement. Think about that for a second. A departure that Chelsea fans have been dreading all summer could actually become the very thing that speeds up a move fans have been dreaming about. Football works in strange ways sometimes, does it not? One transfer saga ending could directly open the door for another one to begin. If City do come calling for Enzo before the window shuts, keep a very close eye on the Gibbs-White situation, because it could move fast. Other transfer business around the club. While the Gibbs-White dream and the Enzo saga dominate the headlines, there is plenty of other transfer business happening behind the scenes at Chelsea. Let us run through it quickly so you are fully up to date. Axel Disasi is on his way out. Chelsea have reportedly reached a verbal agreement with Crystal Palace to send the defender out on a season-long loan. Importantly, this loan reportedly does not include an option to buy, and Palace will reportedly be paying his wages for the season. This is another step in Chelsea's plan to trim down a bloated squad before the deadline. There is also plenty happening with the strikers. Nicholas Jackson and Liam Delap have reportedly been training separately from the main group as Chelsea works through potential exits for both players. Jackson in particular is drawing late interest from Aston Villa. With João Pedro now firmly established as the number 9, it makes sense that Chelsea would look to move on from one or both of these forwards to balance the squad and bring in some extra funds. And finally, there is some good financial news for the club. Former Chelsea player Diego Moreira completed a club record move from Strasbourg to AC Milan worth 71 million euros, which comes out to around 60.9 million pounds. Because of a sell-on clause Chelsea held from his original departure, the club has secured a notable financial windfall from this deal. That is extra money in the transfer budget, money that could eventually help fund a move for a player like Gibbs-White down the line. Why this all matters for the season ahead? Let us step back for a moment and look at the bigger picture. Chelsea are entering a completely new era under Xabi Alonso, a back three formation. A confirmed number 9 in João Pedro, new faces like Lacroix, Rogers, Welbeck, and Barco all wearing their shirts with pride, a squad being carefully trimmed and balanced, and a long-term transfer strategy that has one eye on this season and one eye on next summer. The Morgan Gibbs-White story fits perfectly into that bigger picture. This is not a club making rash decisions or panic buying in the final days of the window. This is a club that knows exactly what kind of player it wants and is willing to be patient to get him at the right time and the right price. For fans, that patience can be frustrating. We all want to see our club sign the best players right away. But sometimes the smartest moves in football are the ones that take a little longer to come together. If Chelsea do end up signing Gibbs-White next summer, or even sooner if the Enzo situation shifts things, it will be because the club did things the right way, not because they rushed into a bad deal under pressure. So here is a question for you. Would you rather Chelsea push hard and try to force a Gibbs-White deal through right now, even at a massive cost? Or would you rather the club wait and get the deal done properly next summer? There is no wrong answer here, just different ways of looking at how a football club should be run, what to watch for on Monday. Before we wrap things up, let us bring the focus back to the football itself, because at the end of the day, that is what really matters. Monday's trip to Fulham is the real start of the Xabi Alonso era in the Premier League. Watch closely for that back three formation. Watch how Lacroix and Palestra push forward from defense. Watch João Pedro leading the line as the new number 9, and keep an eye on whether Danny Welbeck gets some minutes after returning to full training. This match will tell us a lot about how Chelsea plan to play under their new manager, and it will give us our first real look at whether this squad, even without a new marquee midfield signing just yet, can compete at the top of the table this season. The outro. So there you have it, Chelsea fans. A season opener against Fulham just days away. Fresh squad numbers confirming João Pedro as the main man up front. An Enzo Fernandez saga that refuses to go quiet. And a Morgan Gibbs-White dream that, while not happening this summer, feels closer than ever for the future. Football is a sport built on hope, patience, and belief. Right now, Chelsea fans have all three. The dream of Enzo pulling the strings, Gibbs-White driving forward, and Palmer finishing things off is not dead. It is simply waiting for its moment. What do you think happens next? Does Enzo stay and quiet the doubters? Or does City finally get their man and open the door for Gibbs-White to arrive sooner than we think? Let us know your predictions, share this with a fellow Blue, and get ready, because match day 1 is almost here. Up the Chelsea.